Hi, I'm JM. I'll be introducing to you today the safety arm system from Technimount. Safety arm system designed for the Stryker stretcher and also for the Furno stretcher. Very simple, made of 3 different components. Number 1, the clamp box. Number 2, the safety arm system. And number 3, the surface base mount on which the defibrillator will be sitting once mounted. Let's have a quick look at the clamp box. The clamp box is composed of a few different components. Number 1, 2 sides to the clamp box that come, as I said, clamped to the stretcher rail here on the right side of the patient. Clamp box also is held to the stretcher rail through 4 Allen key screws, and 2 either Allen key screws for Furno or Torque screws for Stryker underneath. We're using the Stryker screws directly from the stretcher itself. Make sure before you install your clamp box that the IV pole and IV pole support have been removed, or else you will be unable to install the clamp box. As a reminder, it would be very wise to consult and refer to your installation manual in order to get the proper indications on how to install and maintain your equipment. Furthermore, on the clamp box you have 2 safety mechanisms that exist in order to keep your system safe and in place at all times. Number 1, the locking pin here, which is essential in capital to make sure your safety arm remains in place at all times, no matter how you operate your system. In order to deploy your arm, you also have this releasing pin here in which you must pull and keep pulled at all times while you're manipulating the arm. Moving right along to the operation of the safety arm system, by making sure that your stretcher is the most level possible, maybe the lower the better, it will make it better to operate, easier to operate, and less restrictions. With the monitor on the surface base or not, you can freely deploy the arm toward the end of the stretcher. By pulling on the red handle here, the locking mechanism, and keeping it pulled at all times, when you will be deploying the arm up in the same axis as which the arm is standing. So, as so. And by keeping the locking mechanism released as such, you can lower your arm, and in that case you are able to move laterally a patient either to a trauma bay or to another stretcher, hence liberating the way for your patient to be moved, and your monitor would not be in the way. When shutting down, so to speak, or putting up your arm, it's important once again to keep your locking mechanism released at all times, raising your safety arm. Once you're back here, make sure you come back into the axis to deposit the arm in its slot and place back the locking mechanism in place.